Hello Cancer, and welcome to your reading for the period of time covering June 18th through July 2nd, 2024. I do these in 2-week blocks. So this is a reading if you are a Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, or have another significant Cancer placement in your chart. Welcome if you're new to this channel, and welcome back if you're not. If you are familiar with this channel, you know that the way that I've been doing these readings, I'm going to start doing them a little bit differently because some people have asked me to try to keep them a little bit shorter. So I'm going to try to, no promises there, unfortunately, but I'm going to try to read these in a different way. I did it with my first 3 readings for this time period, and I do kind of like this way better. So I'm going to start with reading from Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, which is the main one that I use. And then I'm going to clarify with the tarot deck, and for this period of time, I'm using the Tree of Life Tarot or the Kabbalistic Tarot. We will follow up with an oracle card reading, as again, we'll have an oracle card pull from the Gateway Oracle. So the way that I'm going to be doing this is going to be a little bit more interactive with the 12 houses of astrology and looking at them a bit as an overview and in relation to each other to start with, and then we'll clarify. I do have links to my website where I do coaching as well as doing readings and other things, other healing services and stuff down in the description box below, along with a link to my social media. If you do like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you're not subscribed, because not only do I do the tarot videos, I also do my morning coffee with Breege. It's an upload of my Instagram live stream that I do. I put it up at various times during the day, but I do at 6:30 in the morning Eastern time on Instagram. And soon I will be adding my channeling sessions with Archangel Azrael, which I also talk about on my website. Again, link to that in the description below. So if you want to be informed about all this different content, then definitely you want to subscribe. Okay, so let's get started with the reading. So the first thing I'm looking at here, is Seth only stands out. He's our red card here. And I'm seeing this in the 3rd house, which has to do with communications, with messages. So this seems to me like there could have been some kind of difficulty with communication. For some people, this could be a difficulty relating to business if you're in your own business, or sometimes having to do with a sibling relationship. All those things are possible because the 3rd house governs those. But I'm feeling almost like there was a negative communication or a miscommunication with somebody. Something that is going to be solved. Okay, so when we have the winged disc here, it does seem like it's something where if there has been some kind of an incident that has caused some kind of friction, it does seem like it will be ironed out and sorted out. So I think, yeah, there just seems to be something here where that seems to be central. So I don't know if there has been an episode or something this week. This can also have to do with a short journey as well. So if you've taken a short trip where something went awry, there definitely seems to be this idea here that winged disc pretty much almost cancels Seth out. So this says to me that whatever has happened, everything's going to be fine. I am seeing something about finances. We see money kind of flowing in and out. With water, it could be that there's going to be money coming in and then expenses that make money flow out again. There could be some dynamic changes also to your financial situation where maybe you are, maybe you're thinking about making some changes. If you've had a situation that's been static, sometimes water has to do with changes, maybe a new job for some people, or just, there just seems to be just a movement or a flow here with regard to your money. But yeah, so it does seem like but it does feel a lot of times like the flow of both debits and credits. So you might be, kind of working with a situation like that at the moment. We will clarify everything with tarot. Now I feel like when it comes to, this is interesting because I feel like you're being tested in terms of a relationship over here. We have Pyramid. Now this is the house that usually deals with marriage or legalized partnerships, or at least just very serious or committed ones. For some people, this may be just about somebody who's a very close family member or a very close friend. Sometimes those can show up here as well. It's Libra energy. So with Pyramid here and then seeing Anubis across in the 1st house, Anubis is about protection. So I feel like there's been some kind of relationship situation going on where you feel like you needed to set up boundaries. Anubis comes up when we feel like, well, on the one hand, where we maybe feel like we need to be very diplomatic about something. We are seeing this communication issue here. But also maybe where we need to protect ourselves and our feelings. Now, Cancer by nature, again, Cancer, if you have a Cancer sun, there could be other aspects that may that may balance this out to some degree, but Cancer just tends to be a very, very emotional sign, just by nature. It's a water sign, very intuitive, but also very emotional. On the plus side, that can make you a very, very compassionate kind of a person and very caring and very nurturing. On the negative side, it can make you feel almost overly emotional at times. Maybe, there can be the whole thing of making a mountain out of a molehill. I have Cancer ascendant, so I know how that goes. So you can, so there may be this situation where maybe you feel like you've needed to protect yourself a little bit here. So we're definitely seeing that energy. Something going on in the home sector here. We have the twins. So I don't know if this is a partnership with a family member. I don't know if this is a partner moving into your house. That's a possibility too. Because this is the home and family sector, and this can have to do with your physical home, or it can have to do with your family. And it seems like there's some kind of joint arrangement or partnership here that's connected to the home. So I don't know. Again, it'll vary. This can indicate somebody moving into your home, or this can just indicate something happening within the family. There could even be a family member that's getting married, or some kind of partnership that's going to play an important role here. It is possible here, because we have Isis in the 5th house, that there's somebody maybe who's going to become a mother. That's possible. Maybe somebody's going to get married. Maybe there's a child on the way. Again, that's not really a very general thing. That's going to only apply to certain people. But again, we have this Isis energy here, which, if it's not referring to a child being born, it can also refer to a situation that's going to require some nurturing and going to require some patience. And this is also a house that deals with creative projects. It can have to do with children, or a situation with a child. If it's not, and it can also have to do with love affairs. So sometimes it could be a situation, if this is somebody you're dating and not married to, or maybe somebody you're thinking about having a long-term, or maybe there's the possibility of a long-term relationship with. It may be somebody who's testing your patience right now, but that you need to show some level of patience with them, or compassion, because maybe they are going through something, and maybe that's the thing that's causing the test. Okay, Sirius we have in the 6th house here, and that suggests to me something physical. So either there may be something going on where perhaps you need to get more exercise, or the exercise may be, there's definitely a very strong physical component to Sirius. And in this house, it often means that you're doing something physical to either improve your health or to deal with the health issues. So maybe if you're having a lot of aches and pains, maybe it's saying the exercise might be, you might just need more. You might need to get some more movement in to feel better. Now, again, I'm always clear that I'm not a doctor. So obviously, if there's certain things that are going on, you want to consult a physician and not necessarily listen to me, but you may be focused more on exercise, even maybe just as a form of stress management, because sometimes we go out and we exercise, we go for long walks, we do things to kind of manage our stress level. For some of you, although also this could indicate a job of some kind, doing something physical, working in sport, or being a physical trainer or a nutritionist or something like that, like something that's connected to the body in some way. The other possibility in terms of jobs and work, which are another focus of this house, is the Virgo house. Sometimes Sirius can show up when we are getting involved in some kind of futuristic technology, maybe working with AI or something like that. Doesn't have to be that, but this is a very future thinking card as well. So if it's not focused on the physical aspects, that would be the other focus of this. And again, we're going to clarify everything here. Somebody's making a long trip. I mean, we have air over here in the 9th house, so that can mean that's a long journey. That's not a short one. So I don't know whether for some of you this is just a trip trip by plane, whether it's a trip abroad. I mean, it can be a lot of different things, but this is definitely not short distance travel. Sometimes this also can have to do with teaching and education as well. So I don't know if there's going to be a teaching gig coming in for somebody, if in fact you are a teacher, or if there's just maybe there's travel for school. I don't know. There's something here. There's definitely this energy, this intellect energy that's going on. So that's why I say this could relate to education, or this could relate to travel. It's both of them. So because air is movement and travel. Usually that's the case in this house. But if that's not on the table, then there may just be something that is connected to, and also maybe connected to publishing too, because sometimes this can have to do with, say, academic publishing or something like that. So if that's something you're involved in, it seems like there may be some movement, communication, or action. And I don't know whether that relates to the 3rd house problem. If maybe if somebody is trying to publish a book, if there's some difficulties over here, maybe some miscommunications, maybe some obstacles, some problems. But if that's the case, then this definitely still seems like it's going to be overcome. And interesting that we have Bastet up here, because again, Bastet is a very creative energy. We're seeing almost like three different ideas here, right? Like we're talking about jobs that are connected to something physical or maybe something futuristic. Bastet would have more to do with something that's creative as a career, like, you know, music or art or something like that, dance. An arrow over here would suggest something more educational. So, you know, again, it's going to be different for everybody. You can take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, what we're seeing here, I mean, this doesn't specifically have to do with music and dance and stuff like that. Bast can also just have to do with increasing your social network. So maybe some of you have been getting out and doing some more things recently to make yourself more visible or more recognized, because Bast is about recognition. So maybe you are increasing your the friend group that you have, so to speak, or the professional group or your professional reach in some way. So I feel like there's been something you've been doing maybe to engage with people more in that way. We're definitely seeing, okay, in your houses of sort of change and what's unconscious. This is some more self-undoing, and this is more about transformation. We've got fire in the buckle of Isis. So to me, those are both about... fire is definitely about, you know, maybe being inspired. There's a lot of Mars energy right now. Mars is in Gemini, so you can... There may be this feeling here of, you know, you may have... You know, recently there may be certain things, either you may be very inspired by something may have ignited your passion. And when I say passion, I don't necessarily mean like sexual or physical passion. It may be igniting your passions in terms of inspiring you towards something you want to do, or maybe it's just, maybe it's just about, you know, you deciding what it is you want to get rid of in your life. You know, fire has both a kind of almost purifying or burning up the rubbish kind of element, as well as it does, you know, inspiring us to do bigger things. But again, there could be some very strong emotions attached to that. And the fact that we have Buckle of Isis here, yeah, this is like about separation from the collective. When we see Buckle of Isis in a 12th or 8th house position, there may be something that you're doing where you're kind of blazing your own trail a little bit or going it on your own. There may be some worries and concerns about doing that, or worries or concerns that the work you've been doing recently may or may not lead to anything substantial. But Buckle of Isis would suggest that any work that you're putting into something is going to be rewarded. There's definitely some strong test energy here. Maybe you've been feeling like you have to protect yourself, but it feels like, you know, your friendships are solid, your ideas are solid, your goals are on track, although Osiris can also indicate things may not be moving very fast right now, but it does seem like you are establishing a solid foundation for something. And in the middle, you have the Lotus card, and Lotus would definitely have to do with, you know, not worrying about something. Again, there's this idea of peaceful continuity here. So overall, I think things look good. There could have been some kind of communication issue here, or issue maybe, like I said, if you are writing or publishing with some kind of a project, maybe if with a short trip. There's something that might have gone on here that's been that may have created a little bit of a block or a problem or an anxiety, but it does seem like that's going to be overcome. So let's clarify here. Okay, so starting with the first house, we have the Six of Swords with Anubis. Okay, so Six of Swords is definitely energy of moving away from anxiety. Certainly in this thing, there's this idea of moving from the 5 to the 6. So the 5 has to do with the way in which we feel limited or defeated or helpless. And when we move to the 6, it's just kind of like, okay, we're crossing the water, so to speak. We're moving away from that energy, and we're moving into a space where, you know, where we're not so anxious about things. Okay, so, and that may be part of this protection thing. Like, okay, I need to back away from influences that I feel may be toxic, and, you know, trying to enter calmer waters, so to speak. In the financial house, let's see what else we have here. Okay, we have the Princess of Pentacles. Okay, that's Page of Pentacles. So you may be have a new idea for something financially. There may be a new plan regarding to your money or finances. Certainly, any appearance of Pentacle cards, unless it's the 5 of Pentacles, is generally a good omen in this house. So I do feel like this is saying that, you know, you are making a new plan, you know, for your finances. Maybe right now things are just kind of moving in and out, but there's going to be something new. Princess of Pentacles to me also is connected very much to education. So the fact that I'm seeing air over here, I don't know, maybe this is a new teaching gig for some people, or if there's just something about teaching and learning, sharing information that may be part of, because this is the student-teacher kind of a thing. Although the page is usually the student, but maybe maybe if you are a teacher, you're taking on students. I don't know. There's something here though about if it's not specifically about teaching or being a student, this would definitely be more about again about preparing and making a new plan for your finances and kind of getting off to a new start there. So right now things may be a little touch and go, or they may be a little back and forth. But I mean, ultimately, the fact that that appears there is a very promising sign. Let's look at your third house here, and we got a couple of cards here. So we have the Two of Cups, the Prince of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, there's our Five of Pentacles. So it seems like there's worries here. I don't know if there's just worries about money. We have this with a Knight of Wands energy here. Well, Prince of Wands is really in this particular deck, but they do have a king, so I think this is more like the Knight here. And so yeah, the fact that we've got this Knight of Wands energy, yeah, I have a feeling somebody said something in haste, and whatever they said, like maybe it's left you worried or concerned. Maybe if it has to do with a business deal, because sometimes the Five of Pentacles can indicate, oh no, maybe there's not going to be enough money coming in, or maybe there's a worry about money, and maybe you feel like you're acting in haste on something or reacting in haste. So this may be telling you not to do that. I mean, we have the Two of Cups, so Two of Cups is definitely about the fact that I'm seeing the Love card here. I feel like there's a situation where maybe someone has said or done something that's left you worried, but the Two of Cups would suggest that this person actually maybe, I don't know, I guess that there's a possibility there for some people that maybe this is somebody who secretly admires you and is kind of, I don't know, maybe acting out to get somebody's attention, but I feel more like this is just somebody who actually does like you and like your work, but maybe has said something that has left you worried in some way. Whatever it is, the Two of Cups to me definitely indicates something emotional and something, something positive. Like in other words, a positive emotional experience, or somebody who has a genuine fondness for you in some way. And it doesn't have to be in a romantic way, but. So, and I feel like that's actually the result of this, like some situation where you think, oh no, this person is angry at me or doesn't like me or has said something and now I'm concerned I made this person angry. But the Two of Cups here more or less indicates, no, this is actually maybe somebody who appreciates you and what you do. Maybe they've just said something in haste or they've misunderstood you. So that feels like that's what the energy is there. Fourth house, we have the Queen of Swords here with the twins. Okay. So Queen of Swords is definitely air energy. We could be looking at Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, but Queen of Swords is somebody who is very emotionally detached, okay? This is, I don't know, that's interesting, because Queen of Swords with the twins to me implies like somebody moving in. Queen of Swords almost implies a divorce. So I don't know if somebody's getting divorced and then moving in with you. I mean, I don't know if there's somebody, or if this has to do with a partnership with somebody who, like I said, either is an air sign or is just somebody maybe who is very emotionally detached. Like a Cancer as a sign, you tend to be very emotional. This would be somebody who's a bit of the opposite. Somebody who's very intellectual, very emotionally detached, potentially. Maybe somebody who's a little bit of a perfectionist, has very, very high standards, but also somebody who has a lot of clarity, who's seen it and isn't easily bamboozled. That's the energy of the Queen of Swords here. But it's kind of a detached energy here, so I don't know. I mean, whether this has to do with home or family, you can decide whether this has to do with a family member. Could also potentially have to do with a partnership and working from home. So maybe this is somebody, whether this is you or that other person, but somebody who has the intellectual know-how and the clarity to do something. But yeah, they're definitely showing up in this as this twins energy is this Queen of Swords. So yeah, whether that's an actual person or just dealing with a situation connected here to somebody who might be, maybe perhaps is more within the head rather than the heart. And again, there is the possibility too, you are dealing with somebody who's widowed or divorced or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if somebody has a widowed parent, maybe they're moving in with them. I mean, I don't know. There's a number of possibilities here, but I'm definitely seeing this energy. And this twin seems to be some kind of a connection to you, either within your physical home, or this may have to do with a family situation that's going on. Okay, let's look at the 5th house here. Let's pull another card. And let's see, I don't want to get too many cards here. Okay. All right, so with the cards that have flipped out for this, we have the Tower, Justice, and the 5 of Swords. Wow, okay. So, okay, the fact that this is showing up as an energy where one has to be patient or compassionate. The Tower and Justice. Okay, those two cards together to me indicate that there's been some kind of a truth that's just come bursting through, okay? The Tower usually shows up when the foundation of something is shaken, but Justice is about trying to set things right and to balance it. Here's that 5 of Swords, that card of defeat. And so I don't know, it seems like maybe something has happened recently. Now, whether this is in a love affair, whether this has to do with a child, or whether this is something connected to a creative project that you have, all these things are connected to the 5th house. It does feel like there's some kind of a situation where there's been some kind of restriction. Remember I had mentioned the 6 over here and the 5 here. So there may have been something. Maybe some people even had a situation with a relationship that where they felt defeated, but now maybe you're protecting yourself and trying to bring yourself into calmer water over here. But Justice seems to indicate that there's a rebalancing that may be going on after a bit of a shock with the Tower and the 5 of Swords. So the Isis card here, well, could mean that you are in a position where you need to, where the compassion may even be for yourself, but it could be for somebody else too. There could be somebody else in the equation here. This could refer to a partner or a child who maybe has had some kind of a shakeup or a defeat or some kind of a shock, and maybe there's a need for that person to get back in balance. So maybe that's why you would need to show compassion. So you can decide whether that's you or somebody else. Let's look at the 6th house here. Okay, along with Sirius, we have the Ace of Swords, the root of the powers of air. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, because Ace of Swords, again, there's more sword energy here, more air energy. This would indicate a sudden communication or message or something happening very, very suddenly, some kind of a new beginning. This usually brings messages. It can bring sharp clarity. So with Sirius here, again, there's a very strong physical component here. So I don't know if part of your, part of this, Ace of Swords, like I said, this has to do with a new thought or a new idea. So that would pertain more to Sirius in the way of Sirius being breadth of vision, like thinking about something in a bigger way. So I don't know. There seems like there's just been some kind of a new beginning. It still could be a new beginning that prompts you to do something with yourself physically or your physical health or your stress. And it may be just connected to that, but I feel like this is a new idea. There may be something you've been worried or concerned about, and perhaps now maybe some of these shocks that have occurred or something that are kind of making you think about something in a new way. Let's look at Pyramid again. We'll clarify that. Okay, that comes with the Magician. Okay, so the Magician is this is a card of action and of manifestation. So maybe there's a relationship situation. Again, we have this Tower energy here. Maybe there's something here where you feel defeated, or like I said, there may be an imbalance. But maybe I feel like if I look at the whole overall tone of this, I feel like there's something that's happened recently that's made you stop and think, made you reevaluate certain things, made you take a time out. Like I said, there could have been some negative communications here and some test situations with a partner, either with a partner or with somebody, or in a situation where you're looking at a prospective partner. But the Magician indicates, focusing energy on manifesting, on action, and also on right communication. I feel like Magician definitely has to do with its Mercury energy as well. So I feel like there's this definite idea of, I feel like there's some kind of relationship situation that's been tested. And it does seem like whoever this person is, like you've got this 2 of Cups energy, so it's not, it's not a negative feeling towards you necessarily, but there may have been some kind of misunderstanding or some difficulty, and the Magician would be indicating, working towards correct communication and proper action, not hasty action, because remember we have the Prince of Wands here telling us not to be hasty, but it just may be a situation where maybe you are working towards manifesting something. And if something has gone wrong here, like if this is about a love affair, then definitely this is about trying to rectify that and, still working towards manifesting something by recreating a balance here. Okay. So yeah, there's just something that seems like it's gone awry or out of balance or is shocking, but there's definitely this effort here towards, towards manifesting, the correct kind of relationship. And things may have fallen apart because you need to rebuild on a correct foundation. Yeah, we have Sun up here with fire, so that's double fire because Sun is Leo energy, and we see this over here, and so fire is about So the Sun there would also shines a very positive light on things. So in that sense, it connects with fire, and that it would bring clarity and it would bring warmth and positivity. So I feel like you are definitely heading towards a space, especially with the Ace of Swords here, that you are seeing things very clearly, and that you will know what to keep and what to get rid of as your life changes and you're moving forward with things. Air, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's interesting. So I don't know. There's something here. Like I said, I don't know whether this is connected to an educational thing. I don't know whether it's connected to a trip with air here. And again, there's a strong communication element through here, strong air intellect communication element through here. But Wheel of Fortune suggests that there's something here that's going to change, either in some kind of trip or going someplace that's at a distance, or perhaps with something you're doing in terms of teaching and intellect. I mean, the fact that we have some student energy down here, for some of you, what that might mean is that you are moving into a certain teaching space, or maybe you're publishing something that, whatever this is, seems like it's going to be turning the wheel and taking you into a new space. And I feel like this is something that is, I see Wheel of Fortune as uncontrolled change. Like, it's not something that you are trying to manifest like you would with the Magician. This is something that's just happening to you, so to speak. And, we have it with the Nine of Cups. So whatever this is, this looks like a wish granted and happiness. So whatever it is, it's going to be something deeply satisfying. So that's very, very good. Something, like I said, I feel like it's connected to a trip or an educational thing. And you got 10 of Pentacles in the 10th house. And that's great, because 10 of Pentacles is a card of legacy. It's a card of being part of community. Again, there's a strong family legacy vibe here. So this could have to do with the father energy for some people, because that is connected to this house. But 10 of Pentacles to me is not only about being materially secure, but it's just also about having that security within a community. And the fact that this is showing up in your career house and your reputation and fame, I feel like this is going to be something where you're going to be, something's coming up that's going to make you financially secure. Maybe it's connected to this business in the 9th house. And also make you more recognized in a very positive way, where you feel like you are part of a community. So that's very, very good news. In this house, we have the King of Wands with the Fool. So, again, King of Wands is kind of that go-getter energy. I'm trying to manifest something and I'm going to make it happen. And the Fool means being willing to take a risk. And I think whatever it is right now to meet your goals that you're willing to take a risk on, Osiris definitely says you're standing on a firm foundation. Now, in the last house, in the 12th house, we have the Death card. And Death with the Buckle of Isis, this is indicating definitely that things are shifting and changing. I think you're moving away from certain people, maybe certain goals, certain ideas. You've had more clarity recently about things that have been going on. There has been some upsets, maybe some relationships that have been upset, but ultimately I feel like that's going to be righted. I see a new plan for your money, and you taking some time out to rebalance and right yourself after some kind of an upset. And overall with Lotus, you have the 9 of Wands. So there's the idea that you are pushing through to the finish line on something, that there's something that's been going on and you need to kind of push through and, even if you're tired right now, or maybe you feel like, oh God, I'm going around with this again. There's definitely an energy here that you are having the strength in reserve to finish what it is that you need to finish. Definitely this looks good in terms of career, and again, this Sagittarius energy, something in the 9th house about traveling at a distance, or maybe both, about something to do with education, or maybe even spirituality and faith. So take it as it resonates there. The difficulties we're seeing here are in this 3rd, 5th, and 7th houses. So something about this relationship. Our overall card here, this is interesting. Your gateway card is Awakening Inner Wisdom. Is that what it said? Awakening Ancient Wisdom, sorry. Okay, so that's very interesting. I think deep inner knowing is emerging within me. And the fact that we have the Sun here, I don't know. And the Ace of Swords, I feel like you're waking up to something, and it could be that some of these relationship difficulties, maybe, or maybe some of these problematic interactions, maybe waking you up to something that you've needed to discover, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about something you're doing in the broader context. But ultimately, I feel like you're definitely headed, if you feel like you haven't been receiving recognition, or if you feel like you've been having problems and miscommunications, it definitely feels like you're definitely on the path to something, definitely with respect to what you're doing career-wise, or what you're doing, or again, either this trip or this educational venture over here. That definitely seems to be the thing. So right now, I feel like it's saying not worry, stay the course. Definitely don't look back, okay? I'd say don't look back is probably the overall message here. Keep moving forward, because you are definitely moving in the right direction. Hope this reading was helpful, Cancer. Maybe not quite as short as I'd like it to be, but definitely, if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already. Have a great rest of your June, and we'll see you next month.